Well, wrestling with Oklahoma State head coach John Smith. We are at USA Wrestling Junior National Doors in Tulsa. What do you want to get out of this?
I don't know what I want to get. I know for these young guys wrestling, it's a pretty nice event. You know, you come and wrestle and get anywhere from, I don't know, like 14 to 18 matches if you're wrestling both Greco and freestyle. So great opportunity for them. And for us as coaches, you know, it's a great, you go about 60 miles down the road and you get to see some of the better kids in the nation. So, and some of our guys that are at Oklahoma State now. So that's nice to be able to watch them.
You had a chance to watch Team Oklahoma wrestle. What do you think about their performance so far?
Well, they looked pretty good at the end. Some of those matches got away from them, but I think in the end they had a nice lineup that gave them the strength in those last 3 waves.
Evaluate last season for us. You guys got third at the NCAA championships. Did you feel good about how it turned out for you at the end?
You know, I think when you wrestle better than you've wrestled all year long, you know, it's a good feeling. That's what you hope for, you know, is to have your best effort at the end. And I think for our team, it was a good effort. You know, 99 points and taking third. It's ideally not what you want, you know, but you do need to recognize when you have good team performances, even in defeat. So we're still thinking about that championship, I can tell you that.
What's AJ Ferrari bring to the program?
Well, I think if you watched him wrestle last year, really just a level of development that he had through the season that really made a difference for him at the end and had the confidence. You know, he's a great team member. He loves being on a team. He loves his teammates. You know, you might think the opposite, but it's not. I mean, he's been a good team leader from the standpoint of being a freshman, a young guy that wants to win and wants to win a team championship.
And the guys respond to him?
Yeah, I don't think, we get along with AJ. People know what you love AJ.
How about Wyatt Sheets? What a story. In your time as a coach, have you had any story quite like what Wyatt did?
Yeah, that was a little different.
Our third place team.
Tough kid, you know, and just
third place team.
had a tough time all year.
Minnesota Storm.
Some sort of attitude like I can do this. You know, it was tough. Practices were tough. You know, everything was tough. You know, and I think when you go through a season like that and you see the end, there's a chance that you can wrestle your best, and that's what he did, and that's what he needed to do. And hopefully, we'll have a real strong and healthy guy next year at that weight with him.
What did you make of this last season where we had a limited schedule, had the NCAA championships? Was it challenging as a coach?
Well, it was challenging for all of us. You know, there was nothing easy about it.
Congratulations.
You know,
Minnesota Storm finishing in third place.
I was encouraged by some of the moves that we made where we didn't start till after January. You know, it worked. You know, and it took a lot of medical staff, a lot of really good people that wanted to see us have the season. And you know, people got to want to see you. They got to want to see you wrestle to get through a year like this. And I felt confident with our administration and the Big 12, and Big 12 wanted to see us wrestle. You know, they're giving us every opportunity to do it. And I think when you have something like that, it just kind of drowns out all the negative. You know, you really need some positive around you, especially during a time when you're not sure of what's going to happen. And people are going, hey, you can wrestle. We can make this happen. Just a good feeling that you're in that environment.
Are you excited to have Missouri back in the Big 12?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we've hoped for since they left, you know, and it was just nice to see there wasn't people trying to stop it.
To the Oklahoma Outlaws, finishing in second place.
There was a lot of bad blood there for a while, you know, when they left, and it really wasn't a time to really ask for it or try to make that move. And I think as time passed, new people in new positions kind of looked at it differently. And again, the conference trying to strengthen wrestling in the Big 12.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You excited about the upcoming Olympics? We got the Olympics just a few days away.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I always get a little stressed out. With doing the call, you know, it's not as easy as people might think. And people might say, hey, you do a nice job. But the work that goes behind that, it's a good thing that our dead period for our program is the middle of July through the middle of August. So it allows me to take some real time to study it and to try to, you know, see the different styles and present our sport like it's, you know, like you hope to present it, you know. So it's going to be a great Olympics. I think that you're going to see in freestyle, you're going to see some really great brackets, you know. I think we need to hope to continue to expand that, you know. 6 weights isn't enough. Greco-Roman, I think they're going to have a tough go, but I think they got an opportunity, you know, to maybe break through. And we need them to break through.
Team Pennsylvania, the champions.
We need to be hearing that we're adding weights. You know, 6 weights isn't
And
enough.
before you
Are you
leave the
flying
stage,
over then to Tokyo, or are you going to cover it from
this
here?
year's
cover it from
Mercy
here.
14 and under Women's Freestyle Outstanding Wrestler Award goes
Does that make it
to
difficult for you?
No, it doesn't, because you're really
Melissa
you're in a booth
Ortiz
anyway.
from Team
You know, I mean,
Pennsylvania.
you know, I think the last Olympics you had screens right in front of you. You're sitting about halfway up, and it was just you're sitting there watching the match on the screen most of the time because it's a better view than being able to look down. You get to see things a little
Melissa, would you please
how
come
things
out here?
develop a little bit easier. So it to me is going to be something you're going to be watching the match, and whether you're watching in person or whether you're watching on the screen, I think the screen's actually easier.
Congratulations.
Would you
to all
articulate
of
your
our
thoughts
teams.
on RTCs and where you stand on those right
And
now?
Julissa, congratulations on your OW award.
They're here, you know, and I just remind myself and remind our coaches, you know, that this is an opportunity. These RTCs are an opportunity because of our universities, right? And so make sure you take care of your real job, you know. That's real important, you know. And continue to build. Continue to maybe endow, be a good thought on maintaining our program. So, you know, the universities and our university programs are really that gives RTCs that opportunity.
And then how about Stanford coming back? That has to be a win.
Awesome.
Feels good.
Yeah, you know, just you see, you know, I mean, I don't want to say, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm a wrestling coach, and I think that wrestling made a big difference in saving all those programs. You know, I'm sure those other programs were real involved as well, at keeping their sport. But I tell you what, that was some of the best news I ever heard. You know, in a long time, and I knew it was possible. And there's several people that made that happen.
Take us through what you told Jason Braley, because he said you were the only coach that said you got to keep these guys together. A lot of other coaches wanted the athletes, but you had a message of keep the guys together. Why was it important to you to give him that message?
Well, I just think, you know, in a time where you got to, just like everybody's grabbing everything, and NCAA's changing a lot of rules, and the portal's open, and this and that, and it seems like some of the things that was happening around us, it doesn't benefit, I think, wrestling. I'm not sure it benefits anyone, to tell you the truth. You know, and I just wanted to give him some hope to recognize that, you know, keep those guys together, you know, and know that there's hope, that you got a strong program with some people that I know that are involved trying to bring that back, and the people that were involved in it were solid people that could bring it back. So I think we have a tendency of just grabbing everything we can a little bit, when really, if you want to build a sport, do the opposite, you know. So I'm not going to get into, you know, to what I actually believe is happening, but it's important that they came back, and it's important that we saw Real Woods and some of those guys stay at Stanford to continue to build their program, and obviously have a new coach that is a solid guy.
A lot of talk about a step out. Do you like that?
A step out?
Yeah, for college wrestling.
Well, we'll see. You know, it's got to be a little bit. You got to recognize that folk style's got a lot of different scenarios that freestyle doesn't. I'm getting escaped, you know, and getting my hips down. I'm on my feet, and you know, sometimes I'm turning right over on the edge because we wrestled over to the edge, and all of a sudden you turn and you get, you just kind of recognize that there's several scenarios that just doesn't work. You know, we would have to spend years of evaluating, changing the rule. But you know, I think our officials, if a little bit more consistency on how they call, maybe guys on the edge. But you know, I didn't see a lot of problems with it this year. You know, I didn't see. Doesn't seem like I won or lost a match, or not I, but one of my athletes won or lost a match because of the edge wrestling. So I just think sometimes we want to throw stuff in, and don't throw it in unless we have a real problem with it. And you know, you've been around a lot of wrestling, and if you don't see a real problem in it, I don't see a real problem in it. What are we changing the rule for?
All right, final thing. Have you had a chance to see your brother Pat while he's here?
Not yet. Not yet. But I do have a son here wrestling, so that's still kind of fun.
Fun to have family
and one
here.
To come.
Yeah, fun to have family. Hey, appreciate the time.
You bet. Thank you.